According to leaks shared on sites such as Sony Alpha Rumors and The New Camera, the Sony FX3 II is expected to feature a new 24-megapixel stacked sensor. This would be a notable jump from the 10-megapixel sensor used in the first FX3, enabling higher resolution capture while retaining Sony's famous low-light sensitivity. A stacked sensor design also implies faster readout speeds, which could greatly reduce the rolling shutter effect, one of the main complaints about the original model. A 24-megapixel sensor would also open up possibilities for oversampled 4K video, and potentially even 6K internal recording, making the FX3 II far more future-proof in terms of resolution and image clarity. Some rumors even suggest that this new sensor could be a derivative of what Sony's developing for the A7S IV, which would make sense given the company's habit of sharing sensor technology across its camera lines. The first-generation FX3 earned its reputation as one of the best all-around hybrid cinema cameras on the market. It shared much of its internal DNA with the A7S III, offering a 10.2-megapixel back-illuminated Exmor-R sensor, 4K recording up to 120 frames per second, excellent low-light performance, and the signature compact form factor that made it ideal for run and gun filmmaking. For solo creators, travel videographers, and documentary shooters, the FX3 struck a perfect balance between cinema-grade output and portability. However, as technology and audience expectations evolve, it is only natural for users to crave more resolution, better dynamic range, improved codecs, and faster readout speeds. This is where the rumored FX3 II comes in, a camera that seems poised to bridge the gap between Sony's mirrorless lineup and its higher-end cinema models like the FX6 and FX9. The question of resolution is a significant one because it directly impacts workflow, dynamic range, and post-production flexibility. The FX3's 10.2-megapixel sensor was excellent for low-light shooting, but some creators found its lack of higher resolution limiting for projects that required cropping, stabilization, or VFX-heavy workflows. A jump to 24 megapixels would mean more detailed imagery and additional flexibility in post, while still maintaining strong low-light performance if Sony manages the pixel size efficiently. This could make the FX3 II one of the most versatile cameras for both cinematic storytelling and commercial production. Beyond resolution, codec options are another area where users expect improvement. Many in the filmmaking community have expressed their desire for the FX3 II to include internal ProRes recording or at least higher bitrate options compared to the XAVC codec currently used. There have been unverified claims on Reddit suggesting that the FX3 II might indeed offer internal ProRes or even some form of internal RAW, though this remains speculative. If true, this would be a major leap forward, especially for filmmakers who want to skip external recorders like the Atomos Ninja and still maintain high-quality, edit-friendly footage straight from the camera. Another major topic of discussion is the overall design and usability of the FX3 II. The original FX3 already featured a highly practical cinema-oriented body, complete with threaded mounting points, a top handle, and built-in audio interface options. Most users do not expect Sony to radically change this form factor, as it has proven ideal for handheld and gimbal use. However, there are expectations for minor ergonomic refinements, such as better button placement, improved heat dissipation, and possibly a slightly enhanced screen or EVF solution. Some filmmakers also hope for new color science improvements that align with Sony's higher-end Venice line, bringing even more cinematic tones and better skin color rendition directly out of the camera. Community speculation also touches on how the FX3 II might fit within Sony's cinema line strategy. Many professionals believe that Sony will prioritize releasing an FX6 II before the FX3 II, as the FX6 sits higher in the lineup and would typically receive its upgrade first. However, given how well the FX3 has performed in the creator and indie film market, there is strong business incentive for Sony to refresh this model sooner rather than later. The FX3 II if priced reasonably, could attract a massive audience of hybrid creators who need cinema-level performance in a compact form. In other words, Sony may see more immediate commercial opportunity with the FX3 II before investing in a full FX6 update. There have been discussions suggesting that Sony could introduce a global shutter in the FX3 II, though that seems less likely due to cost and sensor heat limitations. More realistic upgrades include faster autofocus performance, possibly leveraging Sony's latest AI-driven AF algorithms, and even better in-body image stabilization for handheld shooting. These improvements would directly benefit documentary and event filmmakers who rely on mobility and quick setup times. Combined with faster sensor readout and refined color profiles, the FX3 II could deliver a cinematic look that feels more organic and filmic, reducing the digital harshness that sometimes appears in mirrorless cameras. Release timing remains one of the biggest unknowns. Some online discussions suggest that the FX3 II could be announced by the end of this year, possibly around December, though others argue that it might not arrive until 2026. Sony typically spaces out major cinema line releases to avoid internal competition, so the exact schedule is difficult to predict. Nonetheless, the consistent stream of leaks and forum chatter suggests that development is indeed underway, and that test units may already be circulating among professionals under non-disclosure agreements. In summary, the Sony FX3 II, while still unconfirmed, is shaping up to be a highly anticipated evolution of an already beloved camera. If the rumors prove accurate, we can expect a 24-megapixel stacked sensor, oversampled 6K recording, improved rolling shutter performance, potentially better codecs, and refined ergonomics. These upgrades would place the FX3 II in a sweet spot between mirrorless flexibility and cinema-grade power, making it a dream tool for a new generation of filmmakers. Until Sony officially unveils the camera, much of this remains speculation, but given Sony's track record of innovation and how consistent these leaks have been, it is reasonable to believe that something big is indeed on the horizon. Whether you're a solo filmmaker, commercial shooter, or creative storyteller, the FX3 II could very well be the next step forward in compact cinematic filmmaking. A camera that continues Sony's mission to make professional-grade visual storytelling more accessible than ever.